There aren't any specific announcements this evening. We do have a presentation from Kirsten Pinoki with Recology on the first-year results of the organics program. Kirsten?
Okay, really regal. Good evening, Mayor, Wayne, and Council. When I was here 6 months ago to give the Council an update on the organics program, I was asked by Council to come back after the program had been in place for 1 year and to give you an update on how it was going. So that's why I'm here tonight, and thank you for allowing me to be here. So how we got here. So as you know, January 1st, we began allowing residents to put food scraps and soiled paper products into their existing green containers, which currently had yard waste and grass clippings inside. We provided them a kitchen pail to assist them in this process. And this is also the time that we began weekly collection of the green cart. During the past 12 months, we've provided education to the residents in both printed and electronic format, and we've also reached out to commercial businesses that we know produce high volumes of food waste. We've also been reaching out to the multifamily complexes and providing them with the opportunity to also participate in the program. And today, we continue to perform outreach and education to both residents and businesses. And we're also performing waste audits for our commercial customers to determine their level of organic material. Over time, we've seen that behavior change is a large factor when measuring the success of the program. As more and more residents and businesses participate, the concept that food scraps and soiled paper products are as easy to recycle as a bottle or a can starts to take root in our community. And we've seen this trend continue as the behaviors continue to evolve and change. Organic diversion continues to increase. As you can see from the chart, in 2013, the only material allowed in the green cart was grass clippings and leaves. And then in 2014, you approved the addition of the food scrap program, and that led to an increase of 735 tons in its first year. And I also would like you to keep in mind that 2014 was truly a year of drought, and regionally across Recology, we saw the food waste and the grass clippings tonnage go down, so that number is significantly positive. Another measurement of increase in program participation this far is the reduction in cart size. So customers are pulling their organic material now out of their gray cart and placing it in the green cart. So this shift of material is allowing customers to migrate down to the 20-gallon cart if they so choose. We have seen now a 65% increase in the 20-gallon cart subscription since the inception of organics. And our residents in San Bruno are truly great recyclers and organic diverters, because 87% of our residential customers, 87% are in a 32-gallon or smaller. So we don't have many customers in a larger can anymore. Now we'll take a shift to commercial. And what I shared with you previously is 6 months ago, we talked about the dynamic makeup of our commercial accounts. And 134 are major organic producers, and 366 have little to no organics. Because of our outreach in the past year, we have 58 customers on the commercial organics program, which is a 43% participation rate. And 6 months ago, we were at 35%. So it's continually growing, and it is an ongoing process. And that's not to say we won't be reaching out to the additional 366, because we do find that there is additional volume there, because we do have allowed the soiled paper products. So there's some material there for us to go after. Some of the struggles when we reach out to the commercial customers are management's reluctant to change, the need for corporate approval, and some have some space constraints. So we are working diligently with them to find a solution that works for everyone. The result in working closely with the commercial clients is shown here on the graph. They are changing their behavior, and they are beginning to participate. So our ultimate goal is to convert our major garbage producers into an organic compactor, and YouTube is one of our leaders. They've converted their recycling compactor, and they also have an organics compactor, and Molly Stones is working diligently toward that process as well. So 2013 was our pilot year, so we only had a few customers participating, and in our first year of the commercial program, oh shoot, oh, I didn't do it. Our commercial customers have increased their diversion by 527%. They are diverting 765 tons in its first year, so they're doing a great job. Organics outreach doesn't stop at the residential, curb, and commercial. We're also focusing on our multifamilies. We've been working very closely with Shelter Creek, and they have 300 pails already dispersed within their community, and those are residents requesting a pail, and that's about a 25% participation rate from Shelter Creek. Checking up and down the peninsula, that's a very high participation rate for multifamily, so they're a strong contributor. We've also started with Peninsula Place. They've got some kitchen pails out there, and they've started in 3 locations. Pacific Bay, we've been chatting with them, and Acapella just began about a week ago. And we are also focusing on the smaller complexes, so the 5 and 6 unit complexes that call us to participate, we work with property management and help them get started on the program as well. So here's where I really get to applaud you as a council for being forward thinkers. September 28th, Governor Jerry Brown approved Assembly Bill 1826. So in a nutshell, what that's going to force the city to do is actually to implement an organics program. So it's going to mandate the cities to offer the program because they're going to then mandate our commercial customers who produce organics to participate in the program. So I'm happy to say that by the time that AB 1826 comes into play, we will not only be adhering to the plan, but we will have a 2-year-old mature organics program already in place. So this is a continued effort that we are very committed to. Our outreach and education moves forward, and new ideas and presentations are coming. I'm happy to say that we have now scheduled our second Compost Giveaway, which will be on Saturday, April 5th, in the same location as last year up at Beckner Shelter, so our residents can come and get some nice rich compost that come from the material they've composted. We will participate in educational booths that come our direction and be able to continue our outreach there. We were very fortunate enough to help participate in this year's Centennial Carnival, where we produced very little to zero waste at that carnival. We had organic and recycling containers throughout the event, and we produced very little garbage. The last event that we're working on is a lot of events are happening here at the Senior Center. Right now, there's a lot of crab feeds, so we're working with the event coordinators of those events to maybe have their events very zero waste, because now we have an organics program in San Bruno. Okay, so thank you for letting me give you guys an update. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, I am happy to answer them.
Any questions for Kirsten?
Through the chair.
Michael?
I have a couple questions. One, do we have numbers on the actual number of people that are putting their green bin out every week? And do we know how that's changed from when it started? I mean, I know we have the tonnage, but to kind of gauge actual participation, do we know how many people are actually doing it on a weekly basis?
I don't have numbers here tonight. I can certainly try and get some for you. Some customers are still putting it out on a bi-weekly basis, although we encourage them weekly because of the food that's now in the green cart, but some customers are still on their bi-weekly habit. So we can try and gauge that number for you.
Okay. And has there been any issue with people putting the wrong things in the green bin, or have people been pretty well educated about what goes in there and what doesn't go in there? I know that some people were storing things in plastic bags and then putting plastic bags in there. Has that become an issue?
They're doing a great job. Because we are semi-automated, the driver is still lifting the lid and hooking it up to the cart, so he's able to see the contents. If they aren't doing it correctly, they get a tag, and then they call our office and we educate them, and from then on, they do it right. But we don't issue very many contamination tags in San Bruno. They're paying attention and they're doing it right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Keep it up. I'm sorry, Irene had a question?
No, I don't have a question. I just want to thank you for coming. It was great to hear, and I'm really excited that we are doing it and doing it well.
Doing
so
a
thank
great
you.
job. You're welcome. Thank you for letting me come